Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Asad Yaqub here, and I welcome you to a wonderful video. In this video, I'm going to give you a practical demonstration of computer delivered IELTS. I'm going to tell you how IELTS is on computer, how you're going to write your answers in listening, reading, writing, speaking, and I will show you computer delivered IELTS, interface as well. Okay, so we are going to go on with it. Now, first of all, as far as listening module is concerned, in IELTS listening part 1, most of the time the question type is one word and or a number, and you have to just type it. Remember one thing, when you are taking computer delivered IELTS listening, I advise you to have capital letters for your answers. Otherwise, you may be confused between capital letters or small letters. So what you have to do, you have to write your answer using all capital letter. Okay. Now let's look into this practical demonstration where in speaking part 1, you're going to learn how to type your answer. The first one is tiny engineers, and age group is 4 to 5. Okay, activities. Now what are their activities? Okay, create a cover. So the first activity is they have to create a cover for an. Now listen carefully. An means answer will be singular. It will start with the vowel. For example, umbrella. A, E, I, O, U. These are the vowels. So answer will start with a vowel. There is a singular answer, and they're going to create a cover for something, a cover for an umbrella, a cover for a book, a cover for a magazine, a cover for a laptop, or anything like that. But an means answer will start with the vowel. And then the purpose of the cover is that they can drop it from a height without breaking it. So they create a cover so that they drop that thing from a height. For example, they create a cover for a mobile phone, and then they drop a mobile phone from the height without breaking it. Now please listen to the audio, and you have to answer question number 1.
Hello, Children's Engineering Workshops.
Oh, hello. I wanted some information about the workshops in the school holidays.
Sure.
I have 2 daughters who are interested. The younger one's Lydia. She's 4. Do you take children as young as that?
Yes. Our Tiny Engineers Workshop is for 4 to 5-year-olds.
What sorts of activities do they do?
All sorts. For example, they work together to design a special cover that goes round an egg, so that when it's inside, they can drop it from a height and it doesn't break. Well, sometimes it does break, but that's part of the fun.
Right.
All right, so what is the answer? Come on, type your answers, please. Type your answers. Well done. So, a cover that goes round an. Good. Correct answer for this is egg. Right? Now again, I tell you, you have to type your answers using this chat option of go to application. Go to application, top right hand corner, there is a chat option. So you need to use that. And for listening, I advise you to write all capital answers. Okay, all capital will be fine for listening, right? For reading, you have to copy paste, right? So in actual exam, they will not play the audio one by one the way I'm playing. In actual exam, they will not repeat the audio. Okay, but I'm repeating this audio because some of you missed it. Now everybody, please listen and then send me the answer.
Hello, Children's Engineering Workshops.
Oh, hello. I wanted some information about the workshops in the school holidays.
Sure.
I have 2 daughters who are interested. The younger one's Lydia. She's 4. Do you take children as young as that?
Yes. Our Tiny Engineers Workshop is for 4 to 5-year-olds.
What sorts of activities do they do?
All sorts. For example, they work together to design a special cover that goes round an egg, so that when it's inside, they can drop it from a height and it doesn't break. Well, sometimes it does break, but that's part of the fun.
Right.
Okay, so correct answer is, come on, correct answer is egg, right? So let me tell you, those who are only attending the class like they are watching a movie, they will not be learning as much, right? You need to send me your answers. You need to show me your presence, okay? Exactly. If you don't send me your answers, then I'll call your name here that this participant is not sending answer, okay? So next, they take part in a competition, okay? There is a competition they take part to build the tallest something. Now, for tallest, they can use the word highest. Tallest, highest, the highest one, anything like that. Now, there is a competition. In the competition, they have to make something, and it is going to be the tallest one, right? Now, please listen and answer.
And Lydia loves building things. Is there any opportunity for her to do that?
Well, they have a competition to see who can make the highest tower. You'd be amazed how high they can go.
Right.
Okay, so highest what? Well done. Very good. Excellent. Good job, guys. Correct answer is tower. And you notice one thing, as I'm writing the answers at the bottom, 1 and 2, they are labeled. See that? Part 1, answers 1 and 2, they are labeled. It means I have answered 2 questions. So if I leave any question from here, I can see that I have missed any question. All right. So, like this, you're going to answer all 10 questions. Okay. And when part 1 is over, there will be that is the end of part 1. We now move on to part 2. Now, in part 2, most of the questions, they are multiple choice questions. Students commonly ask me this question, that can we highlight in computer delivered IELTS listening and reading? Yes, you can highlight in computer delivered IELTS listening and reading, but it's going to take more time to highlight the stuff. But if you are comfortable, remember, in actual exam, they're going to give you bigger screen along with mouse, so you can always use the mouse. Using mouse is good. So, for multiple choice questions, how to highlight and how to write your answers, let's look into this example from IELTS Listening Part 2. Stevenson's, now it's the name of any company or organization, was founded in. Now, when did they lay the foundation of the company Stevenson? 1923, 1924, and 1926. And they will confuse you a lot. For example, they say they start making plans in 1923, but those plans were not finalized. So finally, they finalized the plans in 1924, and then there was a 2 years delay before the work could started. So actually, we laid the foundation of the company in 1926, something like this. They will check your ability and all that. Okay, so now please listen and answer question number 11.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Stevenson's, one of the country's major manufacturers of metal goods. Thank you for choosing us for your 2 weeks of work experience. My name is Julia Simmons, and since the beginning of this year, I've been the managing director. Stevenson's is quite an old company. Like me, the founder, Ronald Stevenson, went into the steel industry when he left school. That was in 1923. He set up this company when he finished his apprenticeship in 1926, although he actually started making plans 2 years earlier in 1924. He was a very determined young man.
Okay, he started making plans in 1924, right? He was a very determined young man. Now, most of you are doing one mistake. You are writing 1923, 24, 26, whereas answer is A, B, or C. So now please tell me, A, B, or C? Good job. Correct answer is option C. Okay? Yeah. Now I play it again and I tell you why A and B are wrong and why C is the right answer.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Stevenson's, one of the country's major manufacturers of metal goods. Thank you for choosing us for your 2 weeks of work experience. My name is Julia Simmons, and since the beginning of this year, I've been the managing director. Stevenson's is quite an old company. Like me, the founder, Ronald Stevenson, went into the steel industry when he left school. That was in 1923.
In 1923, he left school and he went into steel industry. So 1923 is not the answer. That is when he left school and went into steel industry.
He set up this company when he finished his apprenticeship in 1926.
He set up this company when he finished his apprenticeship in 1926. So set up means founded. 1926 means C, Aisha. Correct answer is C. Now why B is wrong?
Although he actually started making plans 2 years earlier in 1924.
In 1924, he started making plans. All right, guys, now we move on and we have question number 12. In question number 12, they say originally. Originally means when the company started or anything like that. Stevenson's manufactured goods for what? Goods mean things. Goods means products, items. For what? For healthcare. Healthcare means hospitals, medical centers, and all that. For automotive industry, automotive means cars, buses, and lorries. Or for machine tool industry. So when they started, originally means when the company started, what did they do? They manufactured goods for what or for whom? This is what you need to find. Okay, so please listen and answer. And again, they say this is what we did in the first 10 years. This is what we did in the first 5 years, right? So this is what we did in the first 5 years means originally they manufactured goods for what? Healthcare, automotive, or machine tools?
Stevenson's long-term plan was to manufacture components for the machine tools industry, although in fact that never came about, and for the automotive industry, that is cars and lorries. However, there was a delay of 5 years before that happened, because shortly before the company went into production, Stevenson was given the opportunity to make goods for hospitals and other players in the healthcare industry. So that's what we did for the first 5 years.
See that? Hospital and other healthcare industry. So that's what we did in the first 5 years. So what did they do in the first 5 years? They worked for healthcare industry. So correct answer, Abdullah Yusuf, is A. That's right. Correct answer is A for question number 12. All right, see that? So this is how you're going to answer IELTS listening part 2 questions. And if it is double multiple choice in part 2, you can answer in the same way. Now, let's go on. In IELTS listening, part 2 especially, there is a type of question and we call it matching. So how to answer matching type of question? Because for matching, they give you a box with options A to F, A to G, and then there are questions. So how to answer this question type? Let's look into this as well. What comment does the speaker make? So comment the speaker make about each of the following serving points. So serving points are here, like food, adventure, etc. And options are here. So choose 3 answers from the box. Now there are 4 comments, 3 questions. That means you're going to use 3 comments here. Okay. Pupil help to plan menu. If students plan menu, A will be the right answer. If they say, we'll ask you to tell us, we'll ask the pupil to suggest us the menu, then A will be the right answer. If it is only vegetarian, B will be the right answer. If different food every week, 1 week Chinese, 1 week Italian, 1 week Japanese, so different food every week, C will be the right answer. And if every day they have a different menu, right? Today they have pasta, tomorrow they have different menu, day after tomorrow they have another menu, and all that. So these are 4 options. Now, food available at serving points in food hall. Word adventures is the first serving point. Now, answer is going to be A, B, C, or D. So please listen whatever they say about word adventure, food serving point in the canteen of school. We'll just see that. A, B, C, D.
OK, back to the serving points in the food hall, which will all have side dishes, desserts, and drinks on sale, as well as main courses. One serving point we call World Adventures. This will serve a different country's cuisine each day. Maybe Chinese one day and Lebanese the next. The menus will be planned for a week at a time, so pupils will know what's going to be available the whole of that week.
Okay, different meals each day. Chinese one day, Lebanese the next. So different meals each day. Chinese one day and Lebanese the next. That means daily change in menu. It does not mean every week. It's daily. So those who've written option C, there is a large number. Please listen to it again.
OK, back to the serving points in the food hall, which will all have side dishes, desserts, and drinks on sale, as well as main courses. One serving point we call World Adventures. This will serve a different country's cuisine each day.
See that? Each day. She did not say each week. All right. So those who've written C, be active and alert. Next is street life. Question number 17. The next serving point is street life.
Street life is also international, with food from 3 particular cultures. We'll ask pupils to make suggestions, so perhaps sometimes there'll be food from Thailand, Ethiopia, and Mexico, and then one of them will be replaced by Jamaican food for a week or two.
Okay, we'll ask the pupils to make suggestions. What does it mean? We'll ask the pupils to make suggestions. That means pupils help to plan menus. Exactly. We'll ask the pupils to make suggestions. So question number 17, correct answer is A. Welcome back. There is another confusing question which may be in your mind that in IELTS listening part 2, there are maps also. So how to answer maps question, how to read the question, how to answer, right? How to go through that map, okay? And are we allowed to highlight map and all that stuff? So this time, I'm going to show you how to solve maps in listening part 2 in computer delivered IELTS. Watch it. Because they're going to give you the map. So if you read the map carefully, you can answer the questions. In the map, at the bottom, you can see there is that main road. Okay, at the bottom, we have main road. And then we have access road, and there is a roundabout here, access road. Okay, then there is open courtyard. Now, in this map, they have not given us east, west, north, south. So the left side of open courtyard, right side of open courtyard, right, like this. And they're going to start from reception. You can see reception. If they say when you come out from the reception, turn left means JIH. And if they say when you come out of the reception, go straight ahead, turn left, and it is the last building in front of you. That is option H. Okay, and if they say anything with the rows of trees or with woods, WOODS, it means it's going to be option A, D, F, and all that. And if it is closer to the factory, it's going to be like this. Now, the first thing is coffee room. Now, please take a look at the map and locate coffee room. We see where coffee room is. Okay, yes. All right, please, let's get started. Coffee room.
Okay, now I'll briefly help you to orientate yourselves around the site. As you can see, we're in the reception area, which we try to make attractive and welcoming to visitors. There's a corridor running left from here, and if you go along that, the door facing you at the end is the entrance to the coffee room.
Okay, the door facing you, reception area, you turn left, and the door facing you is the entrance to coffee room. See, reception area, you turn left, and the door facing you is the reception room. Huh? All right, come on, come on. All right, I'm playing it again. Correct answer is option H. Please listen.
Okay, now I'll briefly help you to orientate yourselves around the site. As you can see, we're in the reception area, which we try to make attractive and welcoming to visitors.
Okay, we are in the reception area. It means she's going to start from reception.
There's a corridor running left from here.
There is a corridor running left from here. So reception and corridor running left from here. This is left.
If you go along that, the door facing you at the end is the entrance to the coffee room.
The door facing you at the end. From reception, left, the door facing you. So which option? Exactly, that is option H. So coffee room is H. Good job. Next is warehouse. Now we are going to see where the warehouse is. Okay, same map. Please locate warehouse.
The factory is the very big room on the far side of the site. Next to it is the warehouse, which can be accessed by lorries going up the road to the turning area at the end. You can get to the warehouse by crossing to the far side of the courtyard, and then the door is on your right.
Okay, far side of the courtyard. Far side means the end of courtyard. This is courtyard, far side of your courtyard, and then turn right. This is courtyard, far side. Far side means the other side. Other side of the courtyard, and then turn right. So when you turn right, other side of the courtyard, correct answer is good. Correct answer for that is option C. Okay, please listen to it again.
The factory is the very big room on the far side of the site. Next to it is the warehouse, which can be accessed by lorries going up the road to the turning area at the end. You can get to the warehouse by crossing to the far side of the courtyard, and then the door is on your right.
See that? Far side of the courtyard, and the door is on your right. All right, now IELTS listening part 3. In listening part 3, the questions which are there, they are multiple choice questions, single or double. Along with that, we have matching type of questions. So these question types are very common. In listening part 3, the audio is fluent, context is educational. Okay, two students are discussing their project, or a student and tutor, sometimes two students, one tutor. Okay, so now let's see in IELTS listening part 3 how to solve a multiple choice question. Watch this. Part 4 is not as confusing as part 3. Okay, so let's see. We have listening part 3, questions 21 to 24. In total, we have 10 questions in listening part 3. Choose the correct letter A, B, or C. That means single multiple choice questions. The topic is assignment on sleep and dreams. So the topic is sleep and dreams, and there is an assignment, and listening part 3 is educational, right? Two students are going to discuss their project, their assignment, their presentation, and all that. Now, question number 21. Luke read that one reason why we often forget dreams is. So one reason why we forget dreams. Now what is that one reason why we forget dreams? Okay, so the reason is our memory. Our memory cannot store enough, cope with too much information. It means our memory cannot store enough information. So if the reason is our memory, A will be the right answer. If the reason is we might otherwise be confused about what is real, like we will forget the reality and we will take dream as a reality. So that is reason 2. And we do not think they are important. So we do not think They are important. They means dreams are important. So why do we forget dreams? What is the reason? Reason A, memories cannot cope up with that. Reason B, otherwise we will confuse reality and dream. And reason 3, we do not think dreams are important. Now please listen, and correct answer is gonna be A, B or C.
So, Luke, for our next psychology assignment, we have to do something on sleep and dreams.
Right. I've just read an article suggesting why we tend to forget most of our dreams soon after we wake up. I mean, most of my dreams aren't that interesting anyway. But what it said was that if we remembered everything, we might get mixed up about what actually happened and what we dreamed. So it's a sort of protection. I hadn't heard that idea before. I'd always assumed that it was just that we didn't have room in our memories for all that stuff.
Me too.
I'd assumed. That is not the answer. That is a trap. I'd assumed we don't have enough room in our memory. But actually it is not that. Okay. Come on, type your answers in ABC. You can even guess. Come on, everybody. Good job. So correct answer is option B. Now those who've written A or C, please follow me once again.
So, Luke, for
Why we tend to forget most of our dreams soon after we wake up. I mean, most of my dreams aren't that interesting anyway.
Most of my dreams aren't interesting anyways. He's talking about his dreams. Option C, he says they are not interesting. Now he used the word interesting, not important. So C is gone. Now come to option B.
But what it said was that if we remembered everything, we might get mixed up about what actually happened.
Okay, if we remembered everything, we might mixed up about what actually happened. We might mixed up means otherwise be confused. What actually happened
And what we dreamed.
and what we dreamed. That is option B. Correct answer. The reason.
So it's a sort of protection. I hadn't heard that idea before. I'd always assumed that it was just that we didn't have room in our memories for all that.
I'd always assumed. That was his assumption. That is not the reason why we forget dreams. Okay, so A is not the right answer. All right, now we go on. We have question number 22. What do Luke and Susie agree? Now we need to check their agreement. Okay, so what do they agree about dreams predicting the future? So what do they think about it, that dreams are telling you about future? It may be just due to chance. So if it is by chance, that dream turning into reality or dream predicting the future, like in a dream you are eating an ice cream and next day you get an ice cream. Okay, so if it is by chance, A will be the right answer. By chance means coincident. If it is a coincident, right, so if it is going to be a kind of coincidence, then A will be the right answer. By chance means coincidentally. Option B, only happens with certain types of events. So if it is only true for certain types of events, like you see flood in a dream and there's going to be anything like that and all that. It happens more often than some people think. So happens more often means frequency, that dreams are telling you about future. So if the frequency of dreams predicting future is more, C will be the right answer. If it is only true for certain types of events, B is the right answer. And if it happens coincidentally, A will be the right answer. Please listen.
what do you think about the idea that our dreams may predict the future?
It's a belief that you get all over the world.
Yeah, lots of people have a story of it happening to them. But the explanation I've read is that for each dream that comes true, we have thousands that don't, but we don't notice those. We don't even remember them. We just remember the ones where something in the real world, like a view or an action, happens to trigger a dream memory.
Right. So it's just a coincidence, really.
It's just a coincidence, really. Means Susie agrees, okay? So it's just a coincidence. All right. So coincidence means by chance. Right? Correct answer is option A. Exactly. That's great, guys. Okay, guys. So in the same way, you can answer IELTS listening matching type of questions. Now, let me tell you in IELTS listening part 4, which is a lecture where audio is fast and furious. Okay, it's not fast, it's fluent and furious. Because when there is a lecture, there is no interruption. When there is a dialogue, two people are talking. But when there is a lecture, there is no interruption. So in listening part 4, how to read the question, how the audio is going to be played, and how to catch and write your answer. Remember, in IELTS listening part 1 and part 4, typing is involved. I mean, you have to type your answers, and the number of words that you have to type for your answer, they are maximum 3 words, but for the most part, they are in part 1, 1 word and or a number, and in part 3, 1 word only. Let's look at this example, how to answer IELTS listening part 4 questions. Complete the notes below. It's notes completion. Write 1 word only. No number, nothing else. So your answer will contain 1 word only. And the topic is stoicism. Now, if you don't know what stoicism is, they will tell you in the audio. They don't expect any expert knowledge or any specific information. So stoicism, if you don't know, don't worry. They will tell you what stoicism is. Now, the question is, in the audio, when they start, they will tell you what stoicism is. Stoicism is still relevant today because of its dash, right? Because of its dash appeal. Now, stoicism, even today, we can relate our lives with stoicism because of stoicism's dash appeal. So, dash appeal means the type of appeal, right? For because sometimes they use the word therefore, right? So if they say stoicism is still relevant or still practical or still encouraging, or it has encouraging appeal or anything like that. Okay, now please listen and answer question number 31. Now question is, stoicism is relevant today. What is the reason? Appeal of stoicism. How is the appeal? Appeal is good appeal, bad appeal, or practical appeal, or non-practical appeal, or anything like that.
Ancient philosophy is not just about talking or lecturing or even reading long, dense books. In fact, it is something people have used throughout history to solve their problems and to achieve their greatest triumphs. Specifically, I am referring to Stoicism, which in my opinion is the most practical of all philosophies and therefore the most appealing.
Okay, most practical, therefore most appealing. So most practical, therefore most appealing means because of its, come on, type your answer. It is appealing because it is practical. So correct answer for question number 31 is practical. Right? Most practical, therefore more appealing. So most practical, more appealing means because of its practical appeal. Okay, that's good. Now we go on. Then they will talk about ancient Stoics, right? And they mentioned what Stoicism is. They will talk about 2000 years. So we are not concerned. That's why we'll not focus. Stoics' ideas are surprisingly well known. Their ideas are well known, despite not being intended for. Not being intended for means the purpose was not dash, right? For that, they will say not being intended. So if they say Stoics never wrote anything for dash, Stoics never wrote anything for example, despite not being intended for media. So if they say Stoics never wrote anything for media, not written anything for media, never written anything for media means not being intended for media. Okay, now please listen and focus. Not being intended for, and for this they will use the word never wrote anything for.
Stoicism was founded in ancient Greece by Zeno of Citium in the early 3rd century BC, but was practiced by the likes of Epictetus, Cato, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius. Amazingly, we still have access to these ideas, despite the fact that the most famous Stoics never wrote anything down for publication.
Okay, famous Stoics never wrote anything down for. Good job. Publication. Excellent, guys. That's great, huh? Part 4 is not as difficult as part 3. So if you miss any answers in part 3, part 4 is available. All right, guys, thank you so much. So the interface you saw, that is our IELTS, that is our computer delivered IELTS software. We have made a very nice plan. There are 32 computer delivered listening tests and 32 computer delivered reading tests, and we have these tests for academic as well as for general training IELTS, and there is a very economical subscription charges. If you want to get this, you can just contact us, right? Thank you so much. If you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe this channel. I also teach IELTS online all over the world and in campus in Lahore, Pakistan. If you want to join my online or in campus classes, we have study plans, we have books on IELTS writing and IELTS speaking. We offer IELTS test booking service in Pakistan. We also offer PTE classes. So if you want to get any of these things, you can just contact us and we will give you complete details about them. Thank you so much. I wish you best of luck. Take care. Allah Hafiz.